Hello everybody, and today we are going to be looking at some stupid borders, like actually stupid. And I am on a new Discord server. We have someone here who knows about this kind of thing because I sure don't, so hello.
Hello?
And today we're going to be looking at, at least this example is going to be Belgium and the Netherlands, and there's just this one portion where it's just, I've been shown this a little bit previously, which is why I turned on my recordings, and it's just, this is stupid!
It's not even just one portion, it's just like, the Dutch and the Belgians were just like, you know what, screw this one town in particular. And
oh my god.
this is the
look.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I see a cafe, it's just like, I swear, you walk up and they're gonna go, hey, do you want an inside or an outside table? Do you want a Netherlands or a Belgium table? Actually...
You know what I want to know? I want to know what exactly... You can see... I'm not sure if you can tell, but if you look at these houses, you can see they follow a simple... kind of a grid-like system, right?
Yeah.
You can tell, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like how these two chunks of the border are not even in line with the grid.
They're just like, nah. Give me. We're just gonna make things so confusing for you.
This is like, okay, you know what this reminds me of? Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh
my god.
It reminds me of people who do things like this. Like this. It's like the people who cut cakes and pies like this.
Oh my god.
Somebody took one of those guys and said, we need you to design the border between two countries.
Or just send one of the two governments one of those images and go, love what you did with the border, guys. Just send them the image of the cake.
Okay, so here, this one house in particular. So in this town, essentially the law is that for citizenship, obviously the buildings, the borders cross through them.
Yeah.
But in terms of citizenship, they decided that whichever side the building's door is on, that's the country you are a citizen of.
Okay.
Except they managed to do this.
Why? They make a confusing situation on top of a confusing situation on top of a confusing situation. Just why?
You see, they made up that rule, and then they're like, ah, crap. So what about that one building where the border runs straight through the door?
It's like they're like, okay, we gotta come up with an answer, and then they come up with an answer, and then they make their answer not more confusing. What?
And you know what's even, and because of this is the only building that has 2 house numbers, one for each country.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
It's house number 2 on the Belgian side and house number 19 on the Dutch side.
Why? Oh my.
And as you can see from this lovely picture, the border marking goes straight through this dude's front living room.
This makes no sense. And just like, I asked this before, and I had a problem with my recording, but I have to ask this again. Is the government responsible for the upkeep of that border marking? Because you said they legally have to have it there. Or is the homeowner responsible?
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Because you buy that house, you are put in that house. I'd be pissed if I had to be the one responsible for the upkeep. I would say the government has to.
This government has to park his bike in 2 countries.
You can park your bike in 2 countries. If you sit on that bench on the line,
the border just runs through this bench.
It's just like this bench. Screw you.
Oh, you know what's even funnier? You can see this is a convenience store, and the border just runs straight through the store.
They have to mark that.
And at least in this case, they got a little bit more creative than the stupid,
Okay, there you go. It's a convenience store. Maybe they can have that run through and theme the convenience store after, those colors and something like that. Or maybe they just put that as a way to market. But cool, you can work around that. But everything else here.
It's just like, and then like we talked about this earlier, but like what the hell are they just random pieces of like empty farmland?
Like they took like not even like they didn't even take an entire like outline plot. They just took I want part of this one, and then part of another one.
And then and then we have this section of the border where
it's just going straight through the houses deliberately.
It doesn't even look like they were doing it on accident. It looks like they were just like, okay, we're gonna draw it here, and let's hit that house. Let's go through all 4 of these houses. Let's go through that one. Go through those 3 houses, and nip that one in the process, and then we'll grab this one and go through these 3 buildings, and then we'll. Yeah, it looks like the way that this was designed. It looks like they did it on purpose.
This hurts to look at.
It looks like they did.
Look, like bottom, like look where it goes, like to the left there, and then down south, like along the road. It just goes to the right there. Like if you go north. Cursor up a little to the right. Cursor to the right. No, just move your cursor down. Basically, that line we were following. Continue following it down the road. Other way.
This one?
Continue following the line the other way. Just there. There's a little
here.
break there. Just for no reason!
The one part that I love is like, this poor neighborhood over here. As you can see, they've done a grid system. As you can see the grid here.
Yeah.
It's clearly like and they decided, you know what?
We're going to do it
Let's not even follow
45 degrees.
Also, can we talk about the fact that they were going to do this, and they didn't even bother using actual like squares or rectangles? Like, what the hell is this shape? They didn't even bother making it, they didn't even bother making it proper shapes. They were just like,
even that top line, that's not even a straight line. That's technically 2 separate lines on the top. There is a change.
Okay, what I want to see is, I want to see, do they have Street View, like, right here?
Yes, they do.
Okay, it doesn't look like that they've marked it, unless the marking, because obviously all of the borders are actually marked.
Yeah.
But as you can see from the fact that the border looks like this, they basically marked it, and then in most cases they kind of just forgot about it and they didn't bother upkeeping it. So
they probably did it in the most busy areas. Like,
Like,
what is that? That looks like someone who's like playing Paper.io and they went to grab someone else's stuff or something like that. Like,
can we talk
why?
about the fact that we have like this gym here and like just
that's a health club.
This little corner.
It's just like, we want that.
Like, this entire thing is just.
I don't know which country's which. Which country's which?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure either.
I don't get it. I can't look at this and it shows you this is Belgium, this is like Belgium, Netherlands, but it doesn't show like on the reverse side, like on the line. So it's like this one's Belgium, this one's Netherlands. It's just like here's a box that is cut out.
You see, I would like to point out also that the one positive thing that I mentioned before is that because both Belgium and the Netherlands are both in the EU, they have, open borders. So therefore, this is not really an issue to anybody. This just looks incredibly stupid.
Then why don't they get their act together? What's the point of this? Like,
can we talk about this section right here?
There is a space! They didn't even connect that! There is a space between them!
Hang on, how long is this? Hang on, let's actually go, let's use feet, because it's 8 feet!
That's 8 feet! You could line 2 people up! Like, you could have 2 people lie down, and that would make more space. That would cover more of the distance than that.
Actually, I think, because you see, I'm 6'4", and I think
I'm 69 inches tall. Haha, funny. We could like line up.
No, you see, because it's 8 feet, I know that there are people that are taller than 8 feet. That means that hypothetically, this border is so stupid. You could, if you got, hang on, how tall is the most tallest person? World's tallest living person.
Okay.
How
tall are they?
This dude is 8 feet 3 inches tall. That means that if you lie him down on the ground, his feet would be in one country, his head would be in the same country, and his body would be in a different country.
Or rather, when they measure you from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head. So if you put your arms up above your head, you can give yourself more distance.
Yeah, so like for some reason, anyway, like
you could, in theory, if you were tall enough, give yourself enough distance to be.
Can we talk about how the fact that they were just like, we don't want the whole warehouse.
What is this?
We just want half of this warehouse. We don't want the rest of it. Just that half. Let's see. What
oh my god.
There's like another like incredibly close. This is not even like they didn't even. This is like
How wide is that? I have to know. How wide is that?
It's not as close as the other one, but let's see in feet. It's only about 50 feet.
Oh my god.
And then just like there's just this one section. They're just like, we just want that.
It looked like they tried to make origami out of that one. It looks like a failed origami shape.
Let's see, what other example? Okay, I know that the center of town is sort of where is okay, you know what I want to know? I want to know where that cafe is.
I want to know what they were on when they did this. That's what I want to know. What am I still can't understand what I'm looking at. What's that sharp point there? Look, if you put like an eye in front of that, like turn it around the other way. Like if you turn it around, it looks like a man with a bun. It looked like a person with a bun. Scroll out. The pointed part is their nose. Like there's like the hair on top or something like that. If you scroll up, there was like a bun. Like that looks like a person.
You know what?
That looks like an abstract art person.
There are some borders that are incredibly stupid, and then there's whatever. Like, what is this?
What is that? Look, there's the health club again. There's the health club again.
Like, they could have made the border follow this road, which, by the way, by itself would have been dumb. But no, they were like,
no, we want more.
we could do the sensible thing and follow the road, which in itself is also not very sensible. But nah.
Okay. Can you measure how much extra feet that is? Like how much extra that is?
Also, can we also just hold on a second? Am I the only one who's noticing that just like this?
What is that? That's like within an establishment. That's within establishments. They're just like
building?
That right there. Gimme. Like why?
What? Okay, that's somebody's house, but what is this?
I can't stop repeating myself. I just keep going, why? But just, I don't have an explanation. I'm so confused, and there's nothing else I feel like I can say. Just, I'm going to have a stroke. Like, I feel like I'm gonna start smelling toast.
You see, the funny thing is that these days, because of this, whatever the hell is going on here, this place has kind of become a little tourist attraction, just mostly for... What is this?
What?
This building actually... Hold on. This building actually looks like it's something. Let's find... Let me see if I can figure out what it is. I don't know why nothing... I don't know why...
Oh, okay. This looks like a bigger establishment. Like, an office. And they just sliced right through it.
Yeah, let me look it up.
What if an establishment like that has multiple doors? And one door is in one establishment and one is, like, in the other? I mean, in one country and the other door's in the other. Then what country is it?
I think it goes by whichever one the main entrance.
What if they have multiple main entrances? I've seen buildings like that.
Oh wait, no, hold on a second. There's a sign right there. What does that sign say? So I can get to a view where I can see that. That is not a sign. That was a.
That's like a
It looks
poster
like a.
or a window.
It looks like a. It looks like a furniture store or something like that.
Yeah, there's a sign right there. Look.
Well, the sign. Well, the problem is the sign is not in English, so I couldn't.
Dump it in a
What
translator.
is it? Too lazy to.
Fair enough.
Oh,
That!
wait, this is those three. This is those three houses. Hang on, how wide is this? It's only like 200 feet.
What about the gap right there? How big is that gap?
60 feet. Okay, you want to know what I want to find out? Let me find it. Smallest enclave in the world. What is the smallest enclave? No.
The Vatican City?
Okay. No, that's enclave countries I'm looking for.
Okay.
Land enclaves, not. This is not helpful.
Enclave and exclave. Oh my goodness.
Okay, you know what? Smallest territory of a country that is inside another country.
Vatican.
Why do they keep saying Vatican City? We're not. It's talking about Vatican City is they're talking about countries within countries. That's a whole different story.
Yeah, Vatican City is like its own thing.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Also,
well, that looks like if Lemon Grab got hit in the head.
Also, I just realized something. What exactly is this line following?
That looks like a nose and mouth. They were actually just having fun with that one. I refuse to believe otherwise. It looks like a face carved into stone.
It looks like there would have been. It looks like they were following a river, but there is no river.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, hold on a second. It looks like that there is somewhat of a river. When was this border done? Okay, it's research time. It's history time.
Okay, here's your forte.
Okay,
What in the world?
I'm sorry, Okay. This entire thing, you want to know when they actually got around? Okay, so apparently this entire thing was never actually finalized. It was what country, right?
It was never finalized?
For like 1,000 years. But then in 1995, the two governments decided to finalize the border.
Yeah.
And they looked at this and thought, yeah, it's fine.
Really?
Because obviously back, if you go back to the 14th century, there was no concrete border. So it was essentially they were just asking citizens what country do you live in, and essentially that's how you came up with weird.
Also, don't mind my Discord pings. Anyone who's watching the video, those are my Discord pings, and I'm gonna go murder whoever is pinging me for this. Not actually.
But essentially, they would just ask people what country you live in, and you end up with stuff like this. Except that in 99% of cases, the government would look at something like this and say, no. But apparently, the Dutch and the Belgians looked at this and thought, yeah, that's fine. And it got set in stone. So, in 1995, two governments looked at these lines and thought, yeah, that's a completely acceptable, national border.
Well,
and
then this happened. And on that bombshell, I'm going to end this recording. And I'll see you people later. I hope you enjoyed taking this little walk with me at this bombshell of an excuse to national borders. And just the government sometimes don't know what the hell they're doing. Alright, I'll see you people.
What the hell is this?
I don't know. Just let's stare at this as we sign off. Alright, people. Bye.